Hello and welcome back to GreedFall. Our review and play. I crafted some upgrades off screen, so to speak. And I did not go full purple because I didn't like the look. And it was all about looks. At least it is for me right now. We start getting slaughtered and so be it. I kept Haeva's other gear. I couldn't get rid of it. Like, I was gonna recycle it, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So that's why we still have the merchant gear in our inventory. And now we will head here and continue Haeva's quest. But I do like her look. I do. Is not quite as spiff as our previous outfit, admittedly, but it's still something I like. I almost forgot to bring Afra back into the party, but she's back now. I don't know why I went that way. But this could be interesting because if you remember, this is the place where we freed Afra's people. But at least it wasn't a bloodbath. We were not playing that kind of character. Like, you know what would be cool? What if when you're rocking full native equipment, animals don't attack you? You know what I mean? Like, that would have been cool. And to compensate for this, you can give the gear weaker stats. You know what I'm saying? You guys, you see where I'm coming from here.
Do not take a step further.
We come in peace. My name is Desarde. I am from the Congregation of Merchants. We would like to speak to your chief.
Foreigners like you bring nothing but pain and death. The last who came here took away our prisoners.
I must admit to you that I am responsible. We had no choice but to free the sages. But I did all in my power to avoid bloodshed. I spared your warriors' lives when they were at our mercy.
They spoke of you. They say you keep the words you speak. Will you keep your peace?
I swear it.
Then you may enter. But we have an eye on you. Darren, our chief, will not be happy to see you. You will need to convince her you are worthy of trust.
Fair enough. Given what happened, fair enough. I can't say I fault you. Now, when you read what happened, and they pushed out our people. Well, they're not really our people. At least I don't think they are. I have reason to suspect that they stole Haeva when she was an infant or something like that. But you know, they had the upper hand. They wiped these invaders out, pushed them away. So I'm curious as to what happened to where suddenly they can't seem to defend themselves at all. It's strange. When we killed the Nadeg in the swamp, the Maul said you almost are as strong as a storm warrior, or you might be strong enough to be a storm warrior.
Es echte land. Quite hub querido resuctam bladidas. Gerwid vrede leona ent.
So basically they said, no, I'm joking. I have no idea what they're saying. But that means that an individual storm warrior would be strong enough to take on one of those large creatures. And yet, they don't seem that powerful when we fight them.
Do it. What are you doing? Who let you pass?
Your men. We're here to parley with your chief.
Parley? With Renaigse?
Call her Mal.
You truly believe that...
Leave this to me. I want to know what they have to say. I know you, Renaigse. It is you who freed the lion prisoners. You wounded none of my own. That required great skill. Speak. I will hear you.
And we have enough intuition. Because, you know, that's what we were going to go with. But of course I'm taking with her. What the hell's my problem? I don't know. Leave me alone. Use force. Convince her to help. Nah. Haeva's very intuitive. Speak of the colonial departures if the Malachor is eradicated. Wait, is that true?
We seek audience with the Tierna Hakadaktus. We believe that she knows of a remedy for a sickness that kills thousands in our homeland. This disease and the quest for a cure pushes my people to come to your island and to invade it. But if we could finally heal the sickness, most of them would return to their country.
You say it is a sickness that drives you like a plague over our island? Like locusts?
It is the main reason. Our lands have become a sad cemetery filled with the bodies of our dead.
This sounds true. You walk with the shadow of death. But what you tell me pleases me. I prefer chasing you away with our blades. But we have already lost so many of our own. Does your word carry value for your people? Are you a respected chief?
I am the cousin of the governor of the congregation and his emissary. He hears me.
Then promise me what you say is true. That you will do all you can to leave when you have found your remedy.
That I promise you.
You will find the Tierna Kadaktas in the village of Vigshardir, to the northeast of this camp. Now leave us. And do not betray your word.
Yes, we can talk to her.
Hello.
Renaigse, there you are again. What do you want?
Oh, nothing, apparently. I really hate that.
I must go.
If only you could all go.
Fair enough. If we don't have any options dialogue-wise, stop giving us the option to speak to them. What are you doing? Alright. Yeah, I don't know why Haeva felt like she could say what she said. I mean, I just find that completely unrealistic. That even if we failed the cure, we would just abandon all our structures and everyone would leave. And let's say for a moment that Haeva did have the authority over the congregation of merchants. Right, let's say that for a moment, right? She has no authority whatsoever over the Bridge Alliance nor over Teleme. So it just doesn't make sense. I really don't understand that. I mean, did she deliberately lie? No, you fools, no. Get over here. Get your freaking tails over here. I don't want to do this. I'm sorry, creatures.
The shadow engulf our enemies.
I ain't want to do it. But, like, did she lie? Was that intentional, or does she really think she'd be able to get everyone to leave once a cure is found? Because that is not the main motivation for everyone. That is her main motivation. Their motivation is to colonize. I mean, they built cities. You know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of weird. It feels weird. Interrupted letter to Professor Seraphedin. Professor, I was on my way back to you with the supplies you had asked me to gather for the expedition when I saw one of the creatures you told me about. This enormous beast resembled a deer, but it walked on two legs and it was taller than the trees. Alas, it saw me too and rushed towards me. I tried to defend myself using my sword, but it kept bouncing off the shell, which seemed as solid as our best armors. I eventually managed to run away, but I am bleeding profusely and I no longer have enough strength to reach you. I hope that someone will find me and give you this letter. Tell my wife that I love her. That letter didn't seem interrupted. Other letters were interrupted for sure, but that one did not seem interrupted at all. They seemed to complete the message. Oh, okay, we hit the travel line. And it looks like there's new areas or other areas we need to get to eventually. Looks like it. Now when you take a carriage, like off screen I took a carriage once, you can get to a city or whatever without hitting this screen. Like you don't see the merchant or anything, you just go to where you're going. So I don't think it's worth paying money for that personally, but other people might feel differently. And you can't go everywhere, it's only to certain spots, I think. Like cities, maybe? I only tried it once. So I don't know all the details regarding that. What is this? Fine, okay. So basically find a village. Which we will eventually do, but first we must do everything except what it's telling us to do. Because that is the Haeva method. Explore, explore, explore. Well, I don't wonder if we needed Vigor for that. Oh, we did. I just didn't know because it automatically happened. Because we were sprinting. Wait, so that guy ran into one of the guardians. Did we kill a guardian in that area? Because I don't remember. Get it. Oh, well, we missed some. Didn't mean to do that, but it works. Wasn't aiming for you. Like with great companion AI, whereas normally they wouldn't hit enemies that are under stasis, they would do it if they knew that they had a good chance to finish that enemy off. But again, I understand what one is trying to accomplish, because you would be trying to balance the enemies and their difficulty while trying to adjust the competency of a person's companions. Because you make the companions too competent, and guess what? There's no difficulty. You lose difficulty off that. Can we go into these woods here? These woods that are straight across from us? It looks like we can. Looks like we did. I don't know if you guys noticed my weird laziness. My lazy approach to the situation when it comes to looting herbs and spices. Because, like, I'll run towards it to loot it, and if I don't get it, I just don't get it. I'll just keep going. This stuff, for the way we play, is honestly not all that important, because we don't make anything. Oh, hello. Everyone gather around. I have a story to tell. Apparently we still missed that Joker. Whoa! Damn! She shot the crap out of that dude. Afro over here. But yeah, we don't craft anything. We don't make potions or anything like that. We probably could make a ton of them. I know we can make some just because we have, what you call it, we have a science of 1. So that's something. Yeah, I ain't searching crap. We ain't searching dick. Not yet. We're going to explore everywhere else. It's just who we are. Like I always say, when a game looks good, it looks good. I have to give it the spiders for that. Wow, I didn't mean to do that. Not really. Kinda wanted to see if there's anything over here. Alright, well, I guess hopping down here is inevitable. And so we will do it. Huh. Where do you think Haeva's companions are? Did 1,000 with their armor well up and established. Yeah, I don't know where her companions are. We really left them behind. It's interesting, like, I don't know if it's because of our gear or what, but to me it is interesting that in the journal during the last part of our review and play, the journal has said that the Nadeg had a head or armor as tough as a crab or something like that. And the thing about that is, oh, this is unclimbable. Yeah. But the thing about that was that the armor seemed to peel away the easiest of all the Nadegs we faced, or at least among the easiest. It was among the easiest for us to take that armor off of them. Now, I know that because there was some where it was like, look at that, like their armor isn't even going down, their armor hasn't even gone down, you know. But that one, it was like, oh, their armor's gone. It just seemed to happen very quickly. Like I said, that could just be due to our gear. Like our gear, our armor breaking gear is really good, maybe. Which in our case, it's the firearm. It's our dueling pistol that we found at the beginning of the game. Like, that thing is still great. And even though we don't really need skill points anymore, like, we have everything that is important to us, from what I can tell. But of course, we're still gonna get this thing. We're still gonna get that, obviously. But yeah, like, we don't really need anything here. We don't need any skill points. They're all extra skill points. I mean, when we were level 18 and I tested it out, I mean, the build worked fine even at level 18, and we just made it better from there. Huh. Alright, let's go back. I mean, roll adds a... Roll definitely is awesome. And when you want to build up, your Furious, and you gotta attack from behind, you know, it's like all the features of roll that I initially had planned to ignore. I'd initially planned to only take roll and not really care about anything else pertaining to it. But all of those features make this build so much better, because when you attack from behind, yeah, they're gonna feel it. Which, saying that could easily be taken the wrong way. It seems we may have run into some traps. That hurt like the dickens. Actually, that's not even a trap. It's just poison gas, I think. I just ran right into it. Huh. Well, would you look at that? When Exploratin goes wrong. And boy, did it go wrong here. Alright, well, maybe at some point in the story or the future, we'll be able to go there. But it is clearly not an option now. Don't tell me we're stuck here. That wouldn't be cool. It's possible they never intended to add hunting to this game, and that they only added those creatures for ambiance, you know, for the environment, make it feel more immersive. But I don't know, seeing these animals, I just can't help but wonder if spiders originally intended to have a hunting mechanic in this game. We haven't found any Sarah Fedden's notes here. And something else that's cool. I think if I actually was good at paying attention to the environment would be good enough to navigate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd start to know where you were at and know where you've been just from how everything looks, as opposed to everything looking exactly the same. I mean, some of it looks the same, but it should, because that's real life, you know. But there is a uniqueness to a lot of these areas, in my opinion. Ow. I'm just now realizing that I don't think I've ever used kicks. Like, that's just occurred to me. I may not have ever used it. Which says to me that it's really not all that useful. It can't be. Like, it's never, or maybe it is. Maybe there are some fights that went harder than they had to be for me. No, turn around. But I can't imagine there were fights where it was like, oh, I would have won if only I had used kick. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, like, I don't even fully understand stun. And I think it's meant to be important. Look at that. Look at them abs. Look at them Haeva abs. But I think it was meant to be important. The reason I say that is because, I mean, look at some of the upgrades. You look at the upgrades and some of them, they trade both damage and armor damage. And for what? To give you stun. And it's like, man, stun must be pretty damn useful. And I think kick is a stun attack. But stun to me, it, you know. Marquise's boots. I've seen Marquise's gear before. If I'm not mistaken. Wow, a pair of green boots. And you need 3 vigor to get up there. That, no. Come on, man. Like, no. That is wrong. That is so wrong. Thought we were up there for a second. Like, this is the way to go, right? Oh, no. No, it's not. I don't care. We're going to try. Alright, no, it's not the right way at all. My mistake. Wait a minute. But we should be able to get across. So is it here? So I'm guessing this is going to be another one of those things where the story has to advance. Alright. Well, I think we explorated the hell out of this place. And I know some of you might not like how I play, but you have other options, man. There's plenty of great content creators out there who don't explorate and don't say explorate as if it's a real word. You know. But for the rest of you who are down with this kind of playing, well, I'm glad I could be of service, and I'm thankful for you being here. But this is just how I play games all the time. Like, I just have a tendency to do the opposite. Like, I'm not very streamlined. I go everywhere else. Okay, there's people who need help, I guess.
Good day. I'm looking...
What are you doing here? You are in a hidden village, a sacred village. The Renaigse have no place here.
I seek audience with the Mistress of Wisdom, the Tierna Hakkadactus. Do you know where I can find her?
The Tierna is in her home. She goes, she comes as her heart desires. Only her Voglendaig must know, And if I knew where she was, it's not me who is going to tell her, Renaix. Go away, leave me alone now. I have much to do. The great hunt is coming.
You spoke about a great hunt. What is it?
A sacred ceremony, of course. How in your countries do you honor your lands and assure their abundance?
We do not.
Well, it's a bit...
You Renaix are very strange. It is no wonder that you come to our lands. If you do not honor the land with the great hunt, you must lack game to hunt. Each year, one of our own, our best hunter, dresses up as the Andrig. He becomes the White Andrig during an entire night and the others hunt him. If he escapes them, the game will be abundant and the gathering fruitful during the entire year. It is a very important celebration.
I must take my leave.
I wonder if we're supposed to insist. I can never tell.
Bortir to Mad Renaix.
Good day. I seek the Mistress of Wisdom, the Tierna Hak Kadactus.
I have no idea what you want with her, but no one in the village will tell Renaix where to find her.
I do not seek to harm her, only to speak with her.
I don't know where she is. Her Voglendaig might know, but I think he will tell you nothing. You are in one of the most sacred villages of our lands. The Renaix are not welcome here, and we are busy making ready for the great hunt.
Maybe I could help you with something.
Help us? Why not, after all? It would speak well of your intentions. During the great hunt, we place bells on the path to keep the animals away. During the last hunt, there was a great storm, and the bells were badly damaged.
Would you like me to repair them?
That would be good. If not, we need to make new ones, and I am afraid we will not have the time.
Alright, that's cool. Wait a minute. We talked to her already. Right? We did, so...
You are here again.
I guess we have to insist.
Please now. I wish her no harm. I just need to speak with her.
You speak well and say pretty things, but it is by your doings that you will be judged.
Then, in that case, tell me what I can do.
There is much to be done in this season. And Pedir, the great gatherer, has not returned from the woods.
Very well. Would you like me to go and get him?
That would be good.
I guess I didn't like the term insist, because I don't feel like we have a right to insist on anything. So I was looking... like, I feel like it should have been offer to help. That should have been the option, not insist. Offer assistance, offer to help, offer to do something, you know?
Good day. My name is Desardet. Would you be the Voglendaig of the Mistress of Wisdom?
Bir tirtumad, Renaxe. Yes, I among us. What are you doing here in this sacred village?
Do you know where I might find the Mistress of Wisdom?
The Tirna Hach Kadaktas? I regret. She is not here.
Do you know where she might be found?
I am sorry, but I will not tell her Renaxe, stranger to us. Your kind has many who bend the truth to their desires. Some of them tried to capture her. You need to prove to us that we can trust you.
Tell me what I can do.
You could help me find the secret seal that I lost. This would prove a little. It is a sacred stone that my mistress asked me to study and meditate with. I had it with me when I was going to the river, but I was suddenly attacked. Of course, the animals left me alone in the end, but I dropped the seal in my flight. I would gladly go and look for it, but I am alone in the village, waiting for the Tierna Hakadaktas. And what with the preparations and the great hunt, I cannot leave at this time.
I see. I'm going to look near the river and see if I can find it.
Thank you, Renaise.
Can you help us remember where you lost the seal you were looking for?
On the edge of the village, near the river. That is where I dropped it when the wild animals came and chased me away.
Thank you. I'm going to see if I can find it. I must leave.
He might be the only other native outside of Siora that I noticed with branches growing out of their head. The other, like, I haven't seen anyone else, or I haven't noticed anyone else like that. And I thought that was interesting, because I was starting to get curious as to what that's about. I mean, I'm still curious as to what that is about. And while he has branches coming out of his head, the other thing about it is I don't think he has the mark. So he's not Onal Manawi. I don't think he is. Is there gonna be another poison trap here? Is this too easy? All right. There's all kinds of things to do. And we are going to do all of it for this village. It says we only need 2, which I'm guessing means we only need to do 2 of the ask. But nah, we're gonna do all of them. I don't know if it'll make a difference, like 1 bit of difference. So many things don't make a difference in this game, and it's kind of disappointing. But I understand, I get it to some extent. But it doesn't change the fact that it's disappointing. But you know, it'd be cool if there is something to distinguish you doing the bare minimum versus you doing everything. Are we running straight into a boss fight? Like, is that what's happening right now? Are we going to get our freaking lungs split open? Because this would be the perfect spot for a boss fight. I'm just saying, like, high up on a mountain. Secluded, beautiful. Eerie a little bit. Yeah, this seems like a boss fight area. If I ever saw one. Well, there's no boss here. Which means we can't get through there. So I'm guessing that's going to be something we deal with later. At least we got the campsite. So when we have to come here, it'll be much easier to do so. In fact, you know, what are we doing? Hold on. Gotta check the map because I always forget that you can't see. Yeah. Why are you still on that? Doesn't make any sense. You know we can't find them. We gotta... Alright, so we may as well just go back to here. Oh, and it told me that. The game was like, I'm telling you where to go, fool. Which I understand, that's why sometimes it makes it to where the map is unnecessary, but still, I feel like you should be able to look where you're leaping. Look before you leap.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
Yeah.
May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies. Your magic is running out. Take a potion.
I was trying to hit both of them, but... And we found a symbol. What is this? Let's look for... Let's find this missing native who's supposed to be their best gatherer. Who I'm almost 100% certain magically appeared. I say that because I'm pretty sure we've been everywhere over here. Yeah, we were definitely over here.
Hello. Are you Padilla? People in the village are worried about you.
Esqueto, Arenaukse, that I know no more if I am what you say. In truth, I fear being dust, waiting to settle on the earth.
What has happened to you? Why such despair?
My eyes have clouded. I see no more, nothing at all. I was once the great gatherer.
But by the devils, why have they sent a blind man to gather herbs?
Because they don't know he's
one
blind.
knows.
Oh.
I said nothing to them. I know my village so well that I do not need to see to wander through it. But I can no longer gather the herbs of the sacred dye. I know they are here in these woods, but I cannot find them.
Is it just me, or did anyone else hear a creature run up? Or I thought I heard like an animal. But yeah, sometimes Haeva sounds smart, and I'm just impressed. And then there's other times like now where I'm like, obviously because they don't know he's blind.
This is absurd. Here you are, lost in the woods, unable to find the herbs that you must gather. You don't think that you should speak to someone?
If I tell them I have lost my eyes, they will sit me down on a stone near the hearth. And then I would only serve to tell stories to children. I, the great gatherer, the only person to know these secret places where the sacred plants blossom.
Very well. Can you tell me which plants you need? If you are certain that they are somewhere in this patch of woods, it won't be difficult.
But how am I to guide you? The names we give to these plants are not the same as the names you give them.
Describe them to me. I think I'll find them.
One is a blue flower, the other a green mushroom, And the last ingredient is a blackberry.
Very well. Don't go anywhere. I will take care of it.
We already have them. That's great.
I am back, Padilla.
Yes?
I found the herbs that you were looking for. Here.
Thank you. You are good for a Naix. I did not know your kind bore souls such as you. I may return to the village now.
I will tell them that you're on your way.
Thank you again. But I ask you, do not tell them what you have learned about me. I do not wish that they treat me like a broken cripple.
Goodbye, Padilla.
To tell them or not to tell them? That is the question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I think Haeva would do. Because on one hand, yeah, I get what he's saying. I get where he's coming from. But, come on, man. Like, I mean, I know it's hard for us to accept that we get old and we can't do all the things we used to be able to do. Trust me, I know. But I just feel like you gotta accept it, man. You know, it's dangerous. You know, like, it's potentially dangerous. Oops. Went the wrong way. But, you know, it's potentially dangerous. One day you're gonna get ate by some animal, or maybe that's what he wanted. But if he said that, if he said I'd rather die gathering herbs, or because I got lost, I'd rather end up lost in the woods than sitting next to a stone. Like, if he said those words specifically, then I'd probably be like, alright, we won't tell him then. Because they're not going to let him have the kind of death he wants. They're not going to let him live how he wants to live, be how he wants to be. Oh, it's right there. We just can't get to it. At least we can't get to it from there. But if he had said that, if he was like, hey, I mean, yeah, it's dangerous, but I'd rather face that danger, even if it means I die, even if it means I get lost, than sit next to a fire telling stories to kids. But he ain't say that. So it's kind of like, well, you need to tell stories to kids. Or teach somebody. You know what I mean? Like, which he should have been done. Like, the village should have been made that man teach someone else how to do what he does, because he's clearly getting older. Alright, you guys did okay. But I just feel like they should have been had that man teaching people. Because they saw how they saw he was getting older. He should have been had an apprentice.
Let's take a look at this chime. The base is damaged. The wooden tubes can no longer hit each other. We will need to craft a new base.
The shadow-faced warrior might be able to help. I saw him repair his armor the other night.
You should ask Kurt for help. He is quite capable when it comes to manual tasks.
Oh, level 1 craftsmanship. I think she'll do it herself.
These chimes are once again in working order.
Now, why was there not dialogue for if your craftsmanship is high enough to take care of that? That should be easy enough for you to fix. I've seen you craft more complicated things. You know, something like that. I've seen you make far more complicated repairs. This should be easy for you to fix. Or even if Haeva just says it herself.
Looking where it's been hung, it isn't surprising that these chimes are making no sound. They're far too low and can't catch the wind. Now, with the chimes in the proper place, they should sound like they are supposed to sound.
I like how you can hear the chimes. I like that. You repair them and you can hear them. Well done. Very immersive. I like that. Small detail, but an important one, in my opinion. I like that.
The base of this bell is damaged. That's why it no longer makes a sound. I need to build a new one. These chimes are once again in working order.
Look at them. You can see them. You can hear them. Very nice. But as much effort as they put into the language, I feel like there's aspects of the culture they really didn't think about.
These chimes here are simply tangled, but I need to untangle them without breaking them. There. Everything is in order. It will chime whenever the wind blows upon the branches.
But I almost feel like they would handle their elderly different than how most other cultures handle theirs. I mean, it's possible they wouldn't, but since they're completely made up, I mean, yeah, they're based on some real life culture, but they're fictional. It's like spiders could have had them be very different when it comes to that. So even if he was of the mindset that he wanted to pass on a certain way, maybe his culture would support that. I don't know. But if he's acting like this and he's worried, that means they're probably not like that. I mean, he would know better than us, and he's saying they would make him sit down and tell stories to kids. What I find strange, as I said earlier, is that they didn't make him start teaching others how to gather. I mean, a single village relying on one gatherer? That doesn't make any sense. You'd think he'd be in charge of the gatherers and pass on his knowledge or something. So Haeva's probably going to tell them. I don't know. I think she would tell them for his own safety and for the better... And because I think she would believe it's best for the village to know.
You are here again.
I found Panacea. He should be along shortly.
Whatever made him take so long? He is not a man to be bothered by the beasts.
Panacea has gone blind. His pride would not let him tell you, and he found himself in the woods unable to find the herbs.
Blind? But that's horrible. And he left without telling us. That old silly fool.
Exactly.
We shall not let him leave the village again. He could have been wounded or eaten.
You were right to tell her. Better to swallow one's pride, but remain alive.
That old fool would probably have died from starvation under that tree without your intervention. You were right to speak about his affliction to that woman.
I thank you, Renaikse. Your acts are as beautiful as your words. You are welcome here, and I hope you find the Tierna Hach Kadachtas.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird. Like, that's another weird thing. How they'll do that right in front of the person. Like, this time, we didn't even exit the cutscene. Like, normally, you at least exit the cutscene. And you're standing right in front of them. They're like, yeah, I don't know if we can trust this person. Like, we're standing right there. Like, man, they smelled horrible, didn't they? Like, they're right there, guys. But that time, they didn't even bother to have us exit the cutscene. They were like, you were right to tell that woman. You mean the woman that's still right there in front of us that we're in a cutscene with?
Well now, Renaikse. Were you able to repair our bells for the hunt?
Yes, they are all working now.
You are very surprising. But I should have known that as an Onolmanawi, you would be different than the others. I now believe your words to be true when you say you desire no harm to our Tierna. You need to find her Voglendai. I will tell him that your intentions are heartfelt.
Yeah. You know what would have been cool? Even if they didn't have the animation for it, but they should have had the animation for it if they could do it, if they had enough time to do it. But the natives, have them communicate with nature and have them speak to communicate with nature. To explain how they're able to... Because a lot of games do this and there's no explanation. It's a bit of a nitpick. But they'll be like, I'll tell them that you helped me. And there's like no way that person got there before you. And yet, yeah, so-and-so told me what happened. With this, you had the potential, you had the opportunity to kind of explain it. And that person could have said, I now believe your intentions. I will speak to the wind, and the wind she'll speak of your intentions to the Valdeg or whatever. And you know, they could have this animation where they kind of cup their hand, like one of their hands, put it up to their mouth and make a sound, or you know, and then they kind of open their hand like they're spreading sand into the wind. You know what I mean? And you know, like, it could have been cool, man. Like, that's just my opinion. That's my opinion, spiders. You know, don't take it to heart.
Ongos?
What do you want, Renaikse?
You know, I'm not trashing you guys. I am impressed with the game you made. You know.
I found your seal. It was indeed near the river.
My heart thanks you. You are a Renaikse like no other. The Tierna Hach-Kadaktas would have been angry if I had lost it. The Tierna Hach-Kadaktas went into the sacred bosque. He goes often there to meditate.
And where could I find this bosque?
To the west of the village, into the heart of the woods. There is a passage between the rocks that gives access. Be wary. This is an untamed place where the animals are wild and numerous.
I must leave.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for this part of the adventure. As always, I thank you for being a part of it. When we come back, we will be seeking out that person whose title I cannot pronounce to save my life. But until next time, please take care.